Hello, my name is Tammy Vest, and this is my last speech for public speaking. This speech is a persuasive speech, so I hope you enjoy. It's 5:45 p.m. You have 15 minutes till supper needs to be on the table and the kids sitting around it. Your house is just torn upside down. The washer has just overflooded, and there's water gushing out everywhere. Your son just fell and scraped his knee and is bleeding, and of course, he's crying, so you have to take care of him first. And your spaghetti is boiling over. You're fixing to burn your supper. What are you to do? It is so chaotic, you don't know what to get to first. You think to yourself, this could be so much easier if I had another adult at home helping me. You realize it's impossible to get supper on the table in 15 minutes with everything else that's going on. And you wonder, how can I make this work? How can I make my life a little bit easier? To fix this chaos, you and your husband could possibly take on another wife. Some major misunderstandings of polygamy are that it's forced upon you, that women get picked at an early age, and that women have no say in it. Did you know that right now there is a 2-to-1 ratio of women to men in the U.S. and almost all over the world, matters of fact? If polygamy was done the right way, it could be very beneficial. You should have to be over 18. You should be able to say yes or no to it, and it should never ever be forced upon you. It's not something to take lightly either. This is going to be the biggest decision of your life if you decide to do this. Some benefits of a second wife are there's more income coming into your house with 3 people working. You would have more quality time with your family, as you wouldn't be so stressed out about how to pay this bill and how to pay that bill and not having a day off. And if one of your kids gets sick, you'll be able to afford to take the day off to take care of your child, or even to go out and have a special day with your child. The household would also run a lot smoother because your chores, the household chores, would be divided up among 3 adults instead of everybody just bearing down on one person and the one wife just, oh gosh, there's just so much to do and not enough time in the day. So that way the one person would not be overwhelmed. The majority of other countries not only practice polygamy, but have laws put in place to ensure proper practice. Did you know that in Iraq, a man can have no more than 4 wives, and each wife has to be treated equal, which I think should be the case in any country. But say you buy your first wife a brand new car. Well, all the other wives get a brand new car too. There's no special treatment. They're all treated equally. In Sudan, polygamy is actually encouraged to take place. You're encouraged to take on more than one wife. And the president of Africa has 5 current wives right now and is believed to be courting a 6th wife. Polygamy is not something to take lightly, and only about 1% of the U.S. population can practice polygamy successfully. Each couple needs to be trustworthy and be honest with each other. You need to date for at least a year to get to know each other. You don't just want to jump into it right away. You actually need to get to know each other and be comfortable with each other and be able to tell each other everything and become best friends. It would work better that way. Polygamy has been around for a very long time. It's even in the Bible. Did you know that Abraham, one of God's chosen people, had 3 wives? He had Sarah, Hagar, and Keturah, and had other concubines as well, and many children. If you don't believe me, check out Genesis chapter 16 through 25. And I have a verse I want to read you. It's Genesis 16, 2 through 4. So she said to Abraham, "The Lord has kept me from having children. Go sleep with my maidservant. Perhaps I can build a family through her." Abraham agreed to what Sarah said. So after Abraham had been living in Canaan 10 years, Sarah, his wife, took her Egyptian maidservant Hagar and gave her to her husband to be his wife. He slept with Hagar and she conceived. Some good laws to put in practice to make polygamy legal would be that there has to be an age limit. You have to be 18. Although some states you can get married at a younger age, for polygamy to work you would have to be 18 because you're a legal adult. You know a little bit more about what's going to be going on, and you have a better understanding. Whereas a 15-year-old probably wouldn't know exactly what she was getting into. It's not supposed to be forced. You do not need to force it on anybody, man or woman. You definitely should be allowed to say, no, I don't want this for me, or yes, I do want this for me. Did you know there's no laws against men cheating on their wives right now, other than just grounds for divorce? And he could go and cheat on you and get married and have kids with another wife, or kids with another woman, not a wife. And there's no laws preventing him from not taking care of you and your children. He could just up and leave you and go take care of them. But if it was a polygamy arrangement, he could go marry her, but that's against the law. So instead of him taking on 2 wives and taking care of their children, he'd go to jail. Whereas now, if he wanted to go have more children with somebody else, he'd get in trouble. So I do believe polygamy should be legalized. I do believe you should be 18 or older to participate in polygamy. And I do believe it should not be forced. You should be able to choose if you want to do this or not. And it is not for everyone. Like I said before, it takes a special couple to take this on and to even think about doing it. So if we could just reword some laws and get it into where it would be okay, to where people would not get hurt and underage children would not get hurt, I think it would benefit the economy. If you think about all the single women out there that need help, that can't afford their houses, can't afford their cars, can't afford to put food on the table or clothe their children, if they could find a husband and a wife that would take them in, how much better would their life be right now? They would have 2 more adults to talk to and help take care of their children. And the children would be better because they would have more siblings. And everybody knows the more siblings, the better the children are. So I think we should really look at polygamy and redo the laws on it and try to get it where it's passed and it's legal and it's done the correct way. Thank you for listening, and you have a nice day.